Good morning. Welcome to yoga. My name's Evie, and I'm going to bring you some power yoga this morning. And on behalf of the York YMCA, just wanted to shout out thank you for offering this class. So go ahead and grab your mat, your block, your strap, all the goods, water bottle, music if you want it. I've got some going on here. And we'll get started on our mats. Just give you guys a couple minutes to get all your gear. Go ahead and make your way to child's pose, walking your hands out onto the mat, sinking your hips back toward your heels. As your forehead is resting on the mat, take about 5 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as you finish up your 5 breaths, gently come into your tabletop. Hands under knees, hands under shoulders and knees under hips. And then make your way side to side with your hips, shaking them out, bending at the elbows, moving through the shoulders. You could even make a whole big circle through the hips. I want you to bring that breath right into your movements. Another thing that might feel good is curling your toes as you're moving side to side. And let's focus on a couple of cat and cow. So relax the tops of your feet on the mat. Looking up, opening the chest, dropping the chin, rounding the spine. Breathing in for cow pose. Breathing out for cat. Good. And coming back to your tabletop, kick your right foot back and reach forward with your left fingertips. And breathe in and out. Option here would be to bend the knee and reach back for the toes. You're going to open towards the shoulder. Shake that out. Opposite side. Nice long length. Feel free to bend the knee and catch that ankle here, opening towards the chest. And release. Move out cat-cow or hip wiggles, whatever feels good here. And then come onto your back. We're going to start with that power through the glutes this morning. So coming onto your back, walk your heels in towards your bottom. Lift your hips up for bridge pose. And let's take hands behind the back, rolling up onto the shoulders. And come all the way down to release. Hug the knees to chest and just rock side to side here. You could make those rock sides to side, little circles in the back if you've got any tightness in the back. And let's take some deep breaths. And then move back into your bridge pose, pressing to the heels, lifting the hips. Let's clasp hands behind the back. Breathing in and out, nice big stretch from the belly. If you find your back is tensing up, drop your hips a little bit so that you can release your glutes. Make the work come from the tops of your legs. And let's breathe for 2 more. Beautiful. Come all the way down, hug knees to chest, and then make your way forward into tabletop. Inhale and reach your right hand up to the sky. Exhale to thread the needle. And take the left fingertips overhead or around your back. Opening up from the chest. You can also step a leg back if that feels good. Play around here. And when you're ready, come back up. Opposite side. And remember, you can reach overhead. You can also take that arm behind you. Let's breathe into the shoulder space. Feel free to step back in your foot. Gently make your way back up into your tabletop. And let's move into downward dog. Pedal out your feet, shake out your head, sway your hips. You want to make sure that your chest is pushing back towards your legs so you have a lot of space in your downward dog. Let's roll out to a high plank. Warm up here. So let's drop the belly. Take a big breath. Exhale, downward dog. One more time. High plank. Couple deep breaths. Downward dog. Let's jump up to the hands, taking ragdoll. And your ragdoll, just keep in mind you've got some space between your belly and thighs. Do your best to bring yourself closer to your thighs. So maybe walking your feet out a little bit, maybe letting your arms drape overhead, or even grabbing opposite elbows. And let's breathe for 5. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And then soften your knees a lot to rise up to standing. Let's go ahead and reach up overhead. Bring the palms together as you reach overhead and take a little bit of a back bend here. Inhale and exhale. Go ahead and inhale, reach for one of your wrists and pull that wrist towards the opposite side. Big side stretch. Opposite side. Reach back up, take a big breath, and swan dive. Come down to a fold. Halfway lift up and fold. Let's inhale and rise back up to stand. Have a seat in your chair pose. Let's make sure the toes come together here. Dropping the hips, reaching up, lifting up through the chest, and then fold forward to release. Halfway lift, breathing in. Exhale, fold, step back, high plank position. Keep the elbows close, moving through your chaturanga push up, upward facing, breathing in. Exhaling into downward dog. And then take another breath before you move up to your hands. Taking a halfway lift up and fold. Inhale and rise, sweeping the arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale, rise, and have a seat, chair pose. Getting long in the arms and the spine, dropping the hips. Inhale and exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chaturanga, step back to your high plank. Take a big breath here and then let it go. Step up to your hands. Halfway lift. Fold and rise, chair pose. We're going to be here for a couple more breaths. So reach, lift. One more, breathe in. Hold, exhale. Halfway lift up. Forward fold, chaturanga, step or float.
Nice work. Take another breath in your downward dog, and then move into right side warrior one. And this morning we're going to drop into humble warrior. Hands behind, dropping from the chest. And then I want you to bring your hands to the mat, turn your back toes, turn onto your back toes, drop onto the back knee, stretch that leg long, and then reach up. Inhale and exhale, downward facing dog. Make your way. Opposite side, when you're ready, step in warrior one. Steadying your feet, find your drishti, humble warrior. And then drop the hands, roll onto the back toes, drop the back leg, reach your hands up. Inhale and exhale. One more deep breath and release into downward dog. Big breath in your downward dog. Empty out. Right foot lifts up. Inhale and exhale, open the hip. Keep the shoulders square. Feel free to circle through that knee. Stretch it out and return to the mat, opposite side. Lift, bend, open, circle if that feels good. And release. Drop back into your tabletop. Get nice and warm now. Let's go ahead and reach one hand forward, opposite foot shoots back. Breathing in and exhale, elbow, knee crunch, reach back out. Crunch. Take one more, reaching out and crunching in. Release. Shake it out, opposite side. Big breath in, exhale, crunch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale, reach. And exhale to release. Beautiful. Walk your knees wide. Slide your hips back, child's pose. Beautiful. Take a big breath. Let it go. Come out onto your belly, setting up for locust pose. Reaching back. Let's zip up the legs. Toes together. Arms reach back. Lift. And breathe. You could clasp your hands behind your back to make it a little bit more accessible. Also to stretch your shoulders just a little bit more. Breathing in and breathing out. Release. Beautiful. Take a big breath on the floor. Let it go. Come back up. Locust pose. Squeeze and lengthen. Let's go ahead and take one more deep breath. And release. Let all those muscles relax. Take a big breath here. Exhale it out, bend the knees, shake out your legs side to side. Beautiful. Make your way to upward facing dog. Downward dog. Nice. Roll up onto the tippy toes and walk your feet up to your hands. Ooh. Halfway lift. And fold. Inhale, rise. Sweeping arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Jump back, chaturanga. Inhale your right toes to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, toes to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, toes to the sky. Exhale, step in, warrior two. Settling in, taking up space. Let's go ahead and inhale, reverse warrior. Reach. Drop into the front knee, nice. And then cartwheel those hands down to the mat, chaturanga. Left toes lift with the inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, step in. Warrior two. Settle in. Reverse. Tap into the front knee. Oh yeah. Big side stretch. And then cartwheel the hands. Chaturanga. Big breath here. Nice work. We're going to go back to that warrior two. Reverse. Then release. Opposite side, warrior two. Reverse. Chaturanga. Moving back to the right side. Pause in your warrior two. This time we're going to reverse into side angle. Might be a good time to have your block. Let's go ahead and hang in side angle. Maybe you want to grab your block with both hands and reach up for extended. And then go ahead and move through your chaturanga. Left side, warrior two. Reverse. Side angle. Let's take that block overhead. Ooh, nice. Open the chest towards the sky. Ooh, yeah. Breathing in, let it go. Chaturanga. And take child's pose for 3 breaths. Go ahead and move back to your downward dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, nose to sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift it up. Step in, crescent lunge. Keep that block handy. And then let's go ahead and take a twist on that right side. Crescent lunge twist. Nice work. Let's drop into that low crescent, reaching up. Nice. Moving into lizard lunge. So bring your hands down to the inside of their foot. So if shoulder and knee are buds, feel free to move around here. Come back into that low crescent, reaching up. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center and twist off to your right. Nice. Beautiful. Go ahead and release your hands. Drop your hips back towards your back heel for a hamstring stretch. Nice. Breathing in and out. One more deep breath. Let it go. Make your way into downward dog. Left toes lift. Breathing in, exhale, knee to nose. Shoot it back. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time. Shoot it back. Step into your crescent. Beautiful. Hands to heart. Twist to your left. Nice. Breathe in. Find that nice stretch in the back of the legs. And then reaching up, drop to the back knee. Lift up. Lizard lunge. Feel free to work out here any little kinks or roadblocks in the hips and the quads. Great time to do it. And let's move into that hamstring stretch by dropping the hips back. Breathing in and out. And then make your way. Oh, I think we forgot to twist. Okay. Come back into low lunge. Hands to heart, twist to your left. Nice. Beautiful. One more big breath. Let it go. Downward dog. Nice work. Right toes lift. Stepping in. Warrior two. Reverse warrior into your triangle. Let's go ahead and take a few deep breaths in triangle. In fact, taking that arm overhead might feel really good, pushing that hip out and then reaching back up. Good. Warrior two. Inhale, reverse chaturanga. Opposite side. Toes lift up, step in, warrior two. Reverse. Triangle pose. Nice work. Let's go ahead and come back into that warrior two. Bend the front knee, reverse your warrior. Chaturanga release. Child's pose to rest. Beautiful. Let's roll back onto our back. We're going to set up for bridge pose or wheel pose. We're going to take that first round going into bridge, stretching out the quads. Breathing in. Feel free to use your block here. Setting it up under that sacral part of your back to let the hips relax. Let's go ahead and take a couple deep breaths. And then come all the way down. Reset by shaking your knees out side to side. And then go up for your bridge pose or your wheel pose. I'll take wheel for this one. Go ahead for that third round bridge or wheel pose. And when you've completed that one, just hug your knees to chest and rock side to side. And we're going to make our way into bicycles. Opposite elbow to knee. And take a rest, drawing knees to chest, rocking side to side. Waterfall pose. Options here. You can slide your hands under your hips. You can slide your block under your hips. I want you to press your heels up towards the sky. Let your legs fall back from your torso just a little bit. And breathe. So you should be feeling this in your belly. If you're not, I want you to drop your legs just a little bit. Keep the knees nice and straight. And then hug knees to chest. And rock side to side, forward and back. Maybe some little circles in the back. Nice work. Go ahead and reach for your big toes. Happy baby pose. And we're going to explore here just a little bit. So pull your knees in towards your armpits. Feel free to rock side to side. And then I want you to place one foot down on the mat and just really work on opening up that opposite side. And then switch. Let's take deep breaths here. Coming back into your happy baby. Nice work. See if you can pull your bottom and your hips up off the floor. Nice work. Hug those knees to chest. Send your feet back up for waterfall. Hands could slide under the hips here. Block is also available. You could use that. Press your heels up towards the sky. It's not going to be easy. That's okay though. If you start to feel a little shake, that's okay. Your body's working hard. Let's breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, And 1. Lower your legs all the way down to the ground. And take your arms up overhead. Big stretch. We're going to come up for a full boat pose. So however you get there, rise up, boat pose, and release. Another way you can get there is hugging your knees to chest and rocking up, high boat pose. And release. Go ahead, inhale back up, high boat. And release. Nice. Last boat, come on up. And grab those knees, come into seated and just take a couple deep breaths, sitting up nice and tall. Maybe taking a hand to your heart and closing your eyes to breathe. Beautiful. We're going to move into camel pose, so come up onto the knees. Make sure the tops of your feet are relaxed on the mat. Go ahead. Get nice and tall on your spine. Take your hands to your low back and press your hips forward. Lift your chin. Take a big breath. And release your rose pose. Let's breathe in and out. Go ahead and come back up. And release. Beautiful. Last one, camel pose. And you could also swan dive those arms back and reach for your heels. Come into hero when you're complete. Nice work. We're going to move into dolphin pose from here. So come into tabletop to get set up. Bring your forearms down onto the mat. You could clasp your hands together. And then curl your toes, lift your hips. So you're getting a really deep stretch. This is a great time to set up for a headstand. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just going to place, make sure you're pushing your elbows to the mat. You want to keep them close. Drop the head. Basket headstand. Child's pose to release when you're ready. Take a break. If you're nervous about getting upside down, feel free to use a wall. So I've got this mirror here. I'm not going to move into it, but I would set up facing the mirror and walk my feet until they're up overhead. So that's something you can practice at home as well. And feel free to set up a tightly rolled towel or a blanket under your head, something to give yourself support if you find that you are struggling, it feels tight in your neck. All right, nice work. Let's just take a couple cat and cow to reset. Beautiful. Make your way into downward dog. And then step your right foot up to meet your hands. Left side steps up to meet your hands. And then come into a warrior two footing but keep your hands low. We're going to walk to the center of the mat, so you're getting a nice stretch. We're going to move into our frog pose. So drop down onto the knees. Do your best to keep your legs at 90 degrees. And you could stay here. You could also move down onto the forearms. Give yourself lots of space. Try to keep those legs at 90. And maybe you get down onto the floor. Maybe. Go ahead and take some deep breaths. Relax your neck and head. You won't be here super long. I think if you were looking, if your bottom is lifting, do your best just to lean forward a little bit, dropping your hips a little more. You'll start to notice you're sinking into the frog. Let's go ahead and take some more deep breaths. This can be a very intense posture, so just bear with yourself. Remember, you're opening up your hips. Sometimes that is not easy, and that's okay to just not know. Just get into your breath. Let's go ahead and come up. I know, right? Crazy. You did it. Ooh. Go ahead and stretch the legs out in front. Take a big breath. Reach up. Exhale, forward fold. And then if you've got your strap or your towel available, go ahead, reach for that. We're going to come into a seated tree pose. Strapping up one leg, bringing one knee into bend. Sitting up nice and tall. Folding over that leg. Nice work. Let's switch to the other side. Sit up nice and tall. Breathe in. Exhale, folding over your leg. Go ahead and release. I'm going to bring our feet in for butterfly. Sit your strap off to the side. Sit up nice and tall. And do your best to fold into your hips. You can walk your hands forward. Feel free to drop your head. Just try to get into those hip flexors. And don't worry, we're going to do some pigeon in a little bit. Breathing in, empty out. And then come onto your back, setting up for pigeon on our back. So let's cross one ankle over the knee and start here. As you lift up your foot that was on the floor, I want you to grab that thigh and hug it in. So as you hug it in, you should start to notice some sensations in your other leg that's crossed over. Come into the breath here if you haven't already. Let's take a couple more deep breaths. Go ahead and switch. Nice work. Let's release the legs. Go ahead and walk your feet to the edges of your mat so they're wide and drop your knees to one side. I'm going to pause here. So your knees, as long as you can see what I'm doing, your knees are dropping off to one side. There's a lot of space. And I want you to just take your arms out into a T. Do your best to relax your knees. I know sometimes if it's tight, it's hard to get them lower towards the ground, but don't force. Just let them be where they are. I'm going to take 5 more deep breaths. Just allow the lines on your face to relax. Tummy relaxes, arms are stretched out. Taking another big breath in, start to move your legs, shifting side to side. Now we're going to drop the knees off to the opposite side. So I do want your feet wide at the edges of your mat. So your knees are not together, they're just dropping off to the same side together. And come back to your breath. Doing your best just to let the knees be where they are. Full breaths. Stay with your breath here. Inhale and exhale. And then start to shake out your legs. Knees can go side to side. We're going to move back into our pigeon pose. Modified pigeon. Feel free to add a little bit of a rock here. Just going to be here for a couple of deep breaths. Notice if this one feels any different. Maybe it feels the same. And switch. Nice work. Once you've done both sides, bring the soles of your feet together and rest them down onto the mat. Let your arms relax by your sides. And take a deep breath. So notice how your body is feeling. Starting to slow down in our practice, we're going to draw the knees up to the belly and rock and roll forward. Go ahead and make your way to downward dog, however you get to stand. Coming to stand in mountain pose, just notice how you're feeling. If you can bring your feet under your hips, relax your arms. Find that drishti focus, something right in front of you that's not going to move. Draw the tailbone back, belly in. Nice tall stature. Take an inhale, reach up overhead. And an exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. We're going to move into eagle pose with the legs. So inhale your right knee up and bring it around over for eagle legs. And then reach your arms up, bringing that right elbow under eagle pose. From here, we're going to inhale that knee back up to center, kicking the foot back, airplane pose. Something is touching my foot, kind of creepy, right? Inhale and exhale. Let's go ahead, bringing hands to heart center. You're going to open up into half moon. Feel free to use a block. Feel free to use your hands. Just go for it. You want to twist open your hips. Think about your foot off the ground being nice and tight. And then come into a fold, both feet to the floor. Peace fingers around the big toes. Shake it out. Inhale, rise up to stand. Take eagle on your left side. In fact, let's just do it how we did before, bringing palms to heart center. Inhale your left knee up and wrap that leg around your right, settling in, and then taking the arms up, left elbow under. Settle into your eagle pose. When you're ready, draw the knee up again, airplane pose. And open into half moon when you're ready. Coming into a forward fold when you're complete. And from that fold, slide your hands under your feet and shake out your head. Nice. Let's release and move into a wide squat. Lift the hips, shake it out. And go back into your wide squat. You can also move into a crow pose or headstand. Lift the chest. Shake it out. Let's go for one more. Goddess squat or crow pose. And when you're complete, just come to rest in child's pose. And then come up. Let's take a final round of cat-cow and some hip wiggles just to see where you're at here in your practice. When you're ready, come all the way onto your back. Grab your strap. Let's go ahead and take one foot up overhead. Drop that foot out to the side. Nice big stretch in the abductor and the lower belly. Let's go ahead and switch. Gently opening up to either side. Go ahead and release your strap. I'm going to bring the soles of my feet together for this final one. So feel free to take any last stretches you need in your practice. We didn't touch plow or shoulder stand. And when you're ready, just come to settle on the mat in Savasana. Coming into Savasana could look like laying on your back or your side or your belly. Let's take 5 deep breaths and settle into final rest. As your body becomes still and heavy, I want you to commit to focusing on your breath, keeping your mind present. Any thoughts that tap in, take a deep breath, let them go. Start to wiggle your toes and flex your feet and bring some movement into your legs, all the way up into your torso, to your shoulders, your arms, and your fingers. And when you're ready, join me in seated, however you get there. So make your way to a comfortable seated position and close your eyes. I'm going to read from Journey to the Heart today. June 17th. Learn to report instead of judge. There is a world of difference between reporting and judging. There is a world of difference between reporting and judging. When you report, you merely say what happened. I'm going through this, I did this, she did that, I feel this. But when you judge, attitudes and feelings are added on. I'm going through this, therefore I'm deficient. I did this, therefore I'm wrong. She did that, therefore there's something wrong with her. I feel this, so I must be bad. How many times have we done that, right? Reporting brings clarity and helps move us forward. Report on what is happening in your life as often as you like, but try not to judge. Judgment limits, confines, brings condemnation down on others and ourselves. It says who you are, where you are, what you are doing is wrong. That leaves little room to move, and even less space for acceptance. It diminishes the freedom to grow and evolve. Reporting without judgment doesn't mean we approve of what's going on or that we don't have feelings about the situation, nor does it mean we have to tolerate whatever comes our way. But when we can report without judgment, we can accept, and acceptance sets us free. Acceptance is the place from which all growth and change occurs. When there is truth and acceptance without fear of judgment, there is love. Create your own world of love.
I hope you have a great day. Thank you again for joining me. My name is Evie, and I'm teaching for the York County YMCA, the downtown branch. Y'all have a great day. Let's go ahead and bring those hands to heart center. Namaste.